The primary memory is the internal memory of a computer. It is known as the main memory. It is a semiconductor based memory that stores or holds data, instructions, and programs. The CPU can access the programs or data stored in the primary memory directly. There are two types of primary memories. They are read-only memory or ROM and random access memory RAM. ROM is the internal memory that is pre-installed on the motherboard. It is non-volatile memory. It is known as metal oxide semiconductor (CMOS) chip. The contents of ROM do not get erased when you turn off the computer, so it is known as permanent memory. The ROM can only be read and used by the CPU. A user can't modify its contents, hence it is called read-only memory. The ROM contains basic input-output system BIOS program which is needed for starting a computer. The BIOS program is a bridge between the motherboard and the operating system. The BIOS program is stored in the ROM by the manufacturer of the motherboard. When you turn on the computer, the BIOS program runs auto diagnostic test called power on self test post. The post checks the verifies memory space, keyboard, mouse, hard disk, optional disk, drive, etc. Basically, there are three types of ROMs: PROM, EPROM, EEPROM. Programmable read-only memory. A PROM is known as is a PROM is a kind of ROM that is manufactured as blank memory. A, a programmer writes a program or data in the PROM with the help of a special device called a PROM burner. The programs or data that can be written in the PROM only once. Once the programs or data are written on it, it does not allow the programmer to add or changes in contents. The PROM stores programs or data permanently. Manducha, kina? It is a kind of ROM chip that allows a programmer to erase the contents of it. A programmer can easily store new content in it under the software control. The newer control ROM chips are normally EEPROM, of which BIOS programs can be outdated. It is also called flash ROM. Nowadays, many pen drives are solid-state disks based on EEPROM are available in the market. Random access memory is the internal memory of a computer that allows the computer to read and write data at any location of the memory directly. The computer stores data and programs temporarily in the RAM, which are currently being used. The contents of RAM can be read and modified by the CPU. When you turn off the computer, the contents of RAM gets erased or vanished. So RAM is volatile as well as temporary memory. When you input instructions or data through the keyboard, they are first stored in the RAM. Data or programs of the secondary device are also transferred to the RAM when you want to use them. The CPU then reads the data and instructions stored in the RAM and processes them. From the CPU, the processed data information devices, so the RAM is working memory of the computer. Since the RAM also rise Since the RAM allows the computer to read and write data in it, it is also known as read-write memory. The storage capacity of RAM of microcomputers is measured in bytes or higher units of bytes. Nowadays, PCs normally have more than 1 GB of RAM. The performance of the computer becomes good if the computer has high RAM. उफ, थाकिसकेँ। A memory is faster than the main memory. It consumes less as compared to main memory. It stores the data and instructions temporarily that the CPU uses more frequently. A register is the smallest and fastest memory located within a CPU. It holds data, instructions, and memory at rest. Advantages of SSD: hard disk is a direct access storage device where data of any memory location can be read directly. The computer system can store data in any memory location of the magnetic disk. It is more reliable and durable than a flash memory. It has a huge storage capacity. Data access is less on a hard disk. A flash memory is an electrically programmable read-only memory that can store data permanently. It consists of solid-state have volatile cells. Storage of memory is of non-volatile cells. The flash memory is a very powerful is it used to USB drives?